your Taurus person is completely oblivious. Let me just leave it at that. Hello, Taurus cross watcher. Welcome to your cross watchers only reading for February. I am Princess India if you're new, and if you're family, welcome back, my friends, and what's not, or whatever. If you're not familiar with what my cross watcher only readings are, they're readings that I do for people who are dating or in situationships or relationships or whatever it is you kids are calling it these days with a Taurian person for the sole purpose of giving you some insights and some clarity into said situation and whatnot or whatever. So anywho, we're going to go ahead and jump into you guys' cards. I'm going to pick 3 for you, okay, and 3 for your Taurus person and see what is going on with you guys in the month of February. So let's see what is going on. First card for you, cross watcher. We have the 8 of Pentacles. You guys are putting in work, trying to get this person to notice you, trying to get them to pay attention to you, but your Taurus person's fixation is elsewhere. I wouldn't necessarily say on another person. It's just that their energy is focused on totally like something else. It could be work, you know what I'm saying? It could be, I mean, recipes and food. Okay, I'm just exposing myself, double Taurus here, but anywho. But whatever the case, their focus is on something else. And I see that my cross watchers are making several gestures trying to get attention from this person, or just trying to get the person to get outside of their own head or whatever it is that they're doing. Then we have the Queen of Pentacles. Oh my goodness. And then we have the 3 of Swords. So here's the thing, cross watchers, this is a lot going on. I ain't even turned over the Taurus cards yet, but this more or less, a lot of you guys' thoughts are centralized around this Taurus person. I can't even front with that because their energy is showing up a lot in these cards. But even coming into the present moment, I would say that the dynamics between you and this Taurus person, it has a lot to do with them being focused on money stuff, home stuff, personal stuff, like personal care stuff, and the future. You know what I'm saying? If I could put it this way, it's almost as if this Taurus person is very much focused on their own life, their own path, what they have going on, their job, their money, their advancement, like whatever, you know, they got going on personally, they're more future oriented. Now, in addition to this, there's a level of them being emotionally unavailable. And I still see this dynamic of the cross watcher desperately trying to get their needs met via this Taurus person. And I'm really getting all in y'all business here. It's almost as if I'm seeing like a history with you and this person of almost trying a myriad of different approaches in order to get those needs met, from like, you know, being really sweet, showering them with gifts, trying to be of service, like doing a myriad of different things, but to no avail, you know what I'm saying? And I would even say there's even a level of passive aggression, cross watcher, on your end, which is understandable because it's like, it's being frustrated. It's almost like you're doing a whole bunch of stuff and all of the stuff that you're doing isn't working, or it's not holding their attention or getting their attention. So it's almost as if you'll do a whole bunch of, maybe it was that at one point in time that you bent over backwards and then you were just like, bump that. And then it became this thing of being like passive aggressive, where it's, I don't know, it's, I'm trying to think of a good example, but it's almost like you're responding in a way as if they know that they're doing this. And I feel like I'm speaking from 2 different perspectives, because the whole thing is your Taurus person is completely oblivious. Let me just leave it at that. When I say that they're self-centered, it's not me saying self-centered in a sense that this person is necessarily selfish and narcissistic and they only care about themselves type of deal. It's just the fact that they're self-centered, meaning they're self-focused. So that's why I say it could be that their job is very demanding. So their main focus is their job, or, you know, they're trying to buy a home or something like that. So their main focus is making sure their finances and their credit and stuff like that is straight, or, you know, whatever the case may be. It's their attention is on something that has to do with them, which would make them self-centered, meaning that all of their thoughts, feelings, and emotions are fixated on what they're doing. And it's something oriented future tense, like it's a place that they're trying to go or a place that they're trying to be, right? But in the midst of this, the cross watcher person is wanting to connect or wanting their attention, you know? And I feel if I were to say in the dynamic that it's gone, it's in the past, like coming into February, the approach you guys were taking prior to was a passive aggressive approach, where you were thinking like, oh, well, I'm going to ignore them too. And I'm going to go, you know, focus on this or whatever the case. And that didn't work. So it's almost like now in February or coming into February, it's like it's switching gears and now trying to get their attention again. And with them still not reciprocating to the advances, what comes into this Three of Swords that you guys have going forward, it's almost like a projected fear, because I think you guys are thinking that this person is seeing someone else, or, you know, they met someone else or they moved on or whatever the case may be, you know, but all of this stuff is in your head though. You know what I'm saying? Because, and I can't wait to turn over these cards for them, because this very much looks like, I mean, their attention is focused on something else. Let's find out what it is. Let me be quiet. I can't take up for this Taurus because I don't know. I did not turn the cards over yet, so I'm not about to take up for them yet. Hold up. First card we have is the Two of Pentacles in the reverse. Then we have the Eight of Wands in the reverse. And then we have the Queen of Wands. This is interesting. 2021 is an interesting year already. Because man, all these readings that I have done up to this point, it's like these people y'all cross watching for, they on some other stuff. Like it's almost like new year, new me type of stuff. But anywho, with this Eight of Wands, I don't know with some of y'all, if I mean, it's potential. I'm just throwing this out here, but I don't know if you guys blocked the Taurus person or the Taurus person blocked you, or if it's just that your passive aggression came from the fact that you felt energetically blocked from this person, whatever the case may be. But energetically with this Taurus person, it's almost as if they have their hooves dug in the ground, if that's making sense, on what it is that they're doing, which is, you know, Tauruses ain't really about their change life, but they've made their mind up of how it is that they're moving forward with whatever it is that they're fixated on. But the main thing that they're fixated on, like I said, with this self-centeredness, with this Queen of Wands, that's confirmation for me. I said something similar in Pisces, I believe. I said something along the lines of how the other person found Pisces focusing on themselves to be attractive. I would say the same thing for the cross watchers of Taurus. Like, just like how Taurus is making themselves a priority. And it's almost like one of those things where it's like wanting something that you can't have. You know what I'm saying? And so it's kind of like with the cross watcher, even though you guys got angry and slipped into the whole passive aggression thing, I feel the thing that really would need to be addressed with this, and I said this with Pisces cross watcher person too, is the thing that you really would want to address is why is it that you're attracted to people who are emotionally unavailable? You know what I'm saying? Because when a person is emotionally unavailable, it doesn't necessarily always have to be because the person is an evil, maniacal, megalomaniac, narcissist, sociopath, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I think these readings are interesting because it's showing you almost like a different side of certain behaviors. It's like every single behavior Like a person not being non-committal does not mean that, you know, a person is like a gigolo, you know what I'm saying? Or a person being self-centered doesn't mean that they're narcissistic, or a person being emotionally unavailable doesn't make them abusive or emotionally manipulative. You know what I mean? It's like, as human beings, our emotions and our behaviors exist on a spectrum, you know? And when it comes to like intent, depending on what the intent is, you can't necessarily, you know, lump everybody into the same thing. And I think it's interesting that all the people that everyone is cross watching, that I've done up to this point at least, which is Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, and then now Taurus. It's interesting because I'm clearly seeing people who are engaging in behaviors that at first glance a person would write off as like, oh my God, they're selfish and they're narcissistic. But it's like, I'm seeing like these are people who are just really focused on themselves. You know what I'm saying? And I feel, in a sense, it's almost as if spirit is using these people to teach a very valuable lesson. It's like with my cross watchers for Taurus, it's like thinking not just with this Taurian person, but in how many of your relationships or connections have you completely sacrificed yourself for someone who isn't paying you any attention? You know what I'm saying? And this person isn't not paying you attention, like this Taurus. They're not ignoring you or, you know, paying attention to all the stuff that you're doing because of you, because they think something about you or they feel something about you. It's because they're focused on themselves. It's like they're trying to get somewhere, they're trying to develop something or cultivate something or be a better version of themselves, if you will. So it's like, it's not them having the attention or the emotional availability to cultivate a relationship. You know what I'm saying? And especially like with this Two of Pentacles, man, like this Eight of Wands and this Two of Pentacles, that's why I said it's like they dug their hooves in. It's like their mind's not changing. Whatever it is that they're on the journey towards, it just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? The thing that they're going towards is embodying this Queen of Wands energy. So they're on a journey of self-mastery. You know what I'm saying? And that can, of course, manifest in a myriad of different ways, but this is what it is that they're doing, you know? And I feel with this Three of Swords, with the cross watcher, it's almost a sense of like breaking your own heart in a sense, because it's kind of not understanding that middle road, if that makes sense. It's like looking at this connection as like black and white. So it's kind of like, I've tried to bend over backwards. I've tried to ignore them and be passive aggressive, and they're still doing the same thing. And it's like, oh, this must mean that, you know, they're like everyone else, or this must mean that they're dating someone else now, when there's a whole nother option. And it's simply that, no, this person is just so committed to themselves, right? That they're not allowing anyone to deter them from their path or what they're headed towards. You know what I'm saying? So I feel the thing that would be beneficial to the cross watcher person is to take a page out of their own book and make yourself a priority, and not make yourself a priority in a passive aggressive kind of way, but to make yourself a priority just because you owe yourself that. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, there's people who will watch this who may be dealing with a low vibrational Taurus, you know what I'm saying, where they just really real kind of self-centered, you know what I'm saying? But the fact of the matter is, it's like, it's still the same kind of idea of this person is doing what it is that they want to do. They're making themselves a priority. And this is more or less a sign for you to do the same, you know? Because what a person does consistently, man, that's another thing that's coming up. It's like, whatever a person consistently does is letting you know how it is that they're going to be. And it's foolish to think that, you know, someone being consistently inconsistent and you being consistent is going to wake them up from being consistently inconsistent, if that's making sense, you know? So it's choosing to go in a direction of something that is going to give you what it is that you want, instead of settling for something that you don't want in hopes that the person changes somehow, some way, one day, somewhere out there in the future. You know what I'm saying? But anywho, I'm going over to Vimeo, my website, Patreon, and YouTube members Do You Guys Extended. We're going to be looking at how your person of interest, your Taurus, thinks and feels about you. So if you're about that life, follow me on over there. If not, I still love your face, and I will see you guys sooner than later, my friends.